the sideboard that's been showing up recently. Burning Wish to get Reanimate. He has already this tournament reanimated an opponent's Gristlebrand. They went Careful Study, put a Gristlebrand in the yard. He went Thanks.
Excellent, absolutely. The fact that he's also got Bribery, too.
Yeah.
So that he can kind of proactively just take it out of their deck. Very hot.
Ari here, on the right. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to go after this one. Devin Badaczeski. I
think you switched from France to Poland.
Yeah.
About halfway through the journey.
Yeah. Badaczeski?
Badaczeski.
Okay.
Hey, Devin Badaczeski with the versus Ari Lags.
Now, in terms of this interaction, Thalia is the primary means that Game 1 Devin can interact with the Storm deck.
And this is going to be a massacre, right?
It's Game 1 going to be complete massacre. Is this going back to your Maverick commentary? Oh, you Maverick players, says the Chapin, you are not involved in the game?
Dude, there are a lot of people who think that the way you play Legacy is you cast Mother of Runes on the first turn. Alright, and that's cool. Ari Lax, meanwhile, is going to annihilate him. This deck has like Brainstorm, Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, like Ponder, Tendrils of Agony. This sounds like a very good vintage deck.
It would be mostly limited or restricted, not limited. Mostly restricted in vintage.
This other deck is a white weenie deck. Alright. So, turn 1, Ari is going to duress. Ha! That'll teach you. He doesn't have any spells. Taste it.
There is a Thalia there.
Absolutely. And Ari's main way of interacting with Thalia is Burning Wish or finding Burning Wish so that he can actually just death mark it, right? It's interesting that in his sideboard to go get with Burning Wish, he has Death Mark. But he has nothing, like, if it's not a green or white creature, I mean, his only creature removal is Death Mark. Very interesting. You know, he can Chain of Vapor once he boards them in, but as far as Burning Wish goes...
Gemstone Mine. Oh, I love that card. Ari here, taking his prerogative to look at this sideboard. No longer are you required to cast a spell that hits your sideboard to search it. That rule long since over. Down to 2 here. Right. As second right.
Spin me right round, baby, right round. Ari Lax gonna go cast the storm now.
Well done, well done.
Dude, Burning Wish, Lion's Eye Diamond. Dude, why doesn't he just win right here? Yes!
I think
Burning Wish.
It might...
So what's he getting? Is it Diminishing Returns? Who can tell? It'd be sweet if we knew what the Lion's Eye Diamond was making. Yes, Diminishing Returns. Let's do this. Yeah, let's get this party started right. Let's get this party started quickly.
That's a good song.
Yes. I think Ari Lax definitely is tapping into such hits. All right, let's shuffle it all together. Let's keep doing this. You have a Mother of Runes, whereas Ari Lax has... What does Ari Lax have? He has like 1 blue floating or 1 red? I guess he has just a red mana floating. He has a red mana floating, Underground Sea in play, and if all goes well, we can go on to game 2.
Now remember, Diminishing Returns is not just an expensive time twister. It does have the scary ability of removing the top 10 cards of the library.
An expensive time twister or a cheap time reversal.
Ooh, well put.
Absolutely. I believe time reversal, being one of the 5 most broken $40 Mythic Rares previewed in the past 2 years. Ari Lax, leaving nothing to mere formality, shuffles for the maximum. Man, can you imagine playing Legacy with like if shuffling was just automatic. We have 30-minute rounds, best 3 out of 5.
Shuffling and searching are a huge element of the time that's eaten by legacy decks.
Alright, so both players going to take a look at their opening hand. After Ari Lax exiles 10 cards. It's possible he loses the game right now. It's not likely. Alright. 10 cards that should all probably be banned in this format. Both players going to have to just start the game over with again. No mulligans this time. But Ari with a mana advantage. Devin with a mother advantage.
Brainstorm. Petal and some other things.
So now, does Ari have 5 mana? He's got 1 mana floating. He's got a Petal. He's got a Mox. If he has a Ritual, then he'll win on the spot, but because that's an ad nauseum. But he also has Infernal Tutor. I don't know if that gets him anywhere, because he doesn't have LED.
Brainstorm set aside into the graveyard. Lotus Petal.
And Ari's got to decide, can he go for it this turn? Can he win this turn? If not, then he wants to give himself the best chance of winning through a Thalia next turn.
Which generally for his deck is going to require a Burning Wish.
Yep. Or the ability to cast an Ad Nauseam deep enough to find one.
Turn back to Devin, who wastelands.
Oh, that should stop his mana.
Tax for 1. And back to Ari.
So, Ari, under a very, very short clock, it's down to 17. At this pace, he's going to be dead in 7 turns if he keeps doing 2 to himself a turn.
Ponder.
Alright, mostly just looking for mana. Or Burning Wish. Or card draw.
Wait, what does this deck consist of?
So Ari is not looking for 3 silences and duresses. Although that's not even that bad. Like duress, get a feel for what's going on. Silence, you can't play any. You can't play a Thalia this turn.
Mock. Oh, goodness gracious.
Burning Wish, sure, why not?
Go.
Ari ships the turn.
There is a port. Port into Thalia. Well, I guess he's got an answer.
This is what he wanted.
In for 1.
Because why protect your Thalia from Deathmark? But I guess they don't have the benefit of seeing each other's deck list.
This is true. Chrome Mox. Costs 1 mana, though. There you go. Duress. Not so exciting. Lotus Petal. Go.
Now, this is where if Devin's deck was one of these other disruptor decks, he could drop like Meddling Mage or Gaddock Teeg or something else. But from the looks of it, he has White Weenie. So he's probably going to put a Jotun Grunt down.
Oh, look at this.
The clock.
With the attack from the Mother of Ruins, this means that Thalia is not long for this world. Aether Vial, we're going to see the Rishadan port during the upkeep.
Now, Ari definitely should have played out that Mox earlier, just figuring, the only way, like he doesn't need the 1 more Storm count. The only way he's going to lose is if his opponent plays Thalia. Still not going to lose, but he doesn't even Burning Wish for the Deathmark.
Well, that would be too much fun, right? In for 3.
I mean, I guess he can just sit here and wait, right?
2 ports. The clock is not fast. That can change, though, with that Upkeep, we got 2 taps now.
I think Ari's definitely dinking around a little too much. And he packs
Yeah,
it
he
in.
scoops it up.
Dude. Ari, what are you doing, man?
Doesn't look happy.
Why didn't he even just cast Ponder there? He literally just tilts conceded. To what end? He could have pondered, seen 2 land. Like, that is not the fastest clock. Dude, that doesn't even beat an Empty the Warrens for like 3. Alright, well, Legacy. All you need is a deck of Brain and a friend. And about $4,000. So, we're going to go to game 2. Devin, looking to sideboard in Ethersworn Canonist for sure. Enlightened Tutor, Null Rod. He's definitely got a lot of interaction. I mean, game 1 was supposed to be the easy one for Ari. He might even, I don't know if Wheel of Sun and Moon is supposed to be right.
You're talking about in terms of for Devin? I think what Wheel of Sun and Moon has some useful effects, so...
Right, I mean, it's something against Rite of Flame, and it's good against Ill-Gotten Gains, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it, because he does want to keep some kind of a clock down. Mostly he's going to want the Canonist, the Enlightened Tutors, and the Null Rod. On the flip side, Ari Lax, mostly playing without a sideboard.
Right. Is there any card that he would want to have, but he wouldn't have time to Burning Wish for?
Potentially Chain of Vapor or Inquisition of Kozilek. The nice thing about Inquisition of Kozilek is it can proactively take Thalia, but it can also give him some information, and it's much better than Duress here.
Yeah, Duress can easily go away.
Like, he needs to cut these silences and Duresses. So once you have those 8 slots, you replace them with 3 Inquisitions, 3 Chain of Vapors, and then
2 cards you don't think you're going to tutor
maybe
for.
a Thoughtseize, and maybe Ill-Gotten Gains?
A 8th card of some kind?
Some kind, right. He just doesn't want Silence or Duress. In his sideboard, he definitely needs to keep in his sideboard Diminishing Returns, Deathmark, and at least one of these 2 kill cards. Maybe he boards one of the 2 kill cards in, out of Empty and Tendrils. But, yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about being a White Weenie player. You never give up. Because, I mean, you already sat down with White Weenie. It is very clear that you are not afraid of anything.
Two-headed Chinese competitors, your pairings for the 4th and final round are with your
Both players seem to be in good spirits.
Find him and find your seats.
After 4 fantastic turns of Legacy.
Right. Ari Lax is a player from the Michigan area. He is a Michigander. Grew up in Northish, as he put it, Detroit. So not born and raised in the fake South Detroit. It's possible that, given that this is a Star City Games event here in Detroit, that Devin and Ari have played before just by being local players. Absolutely. I'm not sure where Devin is from, but I would be unsurprised if they aren't at least marginally familiar with each other.
And Ari is one of the premier RAW players. You know, one of the members of the community here, helping increase the strength of a lot of the other players. Ari was one of the first of that generation to really break through, and has helped a lot of other guys that are just, you know, starting to show up at their first Pro Tour or first couple Pro Tours, you know, after winning PTQs. Ari also famous for his long time famous for his love of Storm. There's a period of time where,
and looking right at the camera,
absolutely,
he hears you talking about him.
Ari was went on record as saying that Storm was completely degenerate in some format where it wasn't good. Even now, I guess it's just Legacy. Ari's always been a big fan of the degenerate Storm decks. But it's been a long weekend.
Turn 1 Ponder.
It looked like there was a Silence on top of his deck. Could he have possibly kept 1 Silence in?
He could have kept in, 1 or maybe just a couple if he didn't feel like he needed to bring in all that much, and just ran them as a weak Time Walk or as food for a Chrome Box.
That's a really bad form of food for a Chrome Mox compared to some of the other options.
Oh, well,
but-
absolutely.
but yeah, as a backup, like if a plan is to time walk the guy,
Yeah.
and if worse comes to worse, you put on the Mox.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Weak in both counts, but perhaps he feels it's better to have the rest of his cards in his sideboard.
Gotta admire a deck that's so good that the key is not playing with any of your cards, like figuring out how many of your good cards that you can possibly fit into not your deck. Romox, Infernal Tutor, Rite of Flame.
Okay, Ari
Up to
going
4
for
mana.
it once again.
Needs 1 more mana to cast Ad Nauseam.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm joined here by Patrick Chapin, the innovator. Ari Lax on the right, attempting to make his combo work this time. He almost got there the game 1, and now going for it here in this game 2. Ponder in response to the activation of the Lion's Eye Diamond, and then responding to that with the... I cannot speak. Ponder, then responding to that with the mana from Lion's Eye Diamond.
So hopefully Ari has Ad Nauseam or a Burning Wish on top of his deck. He does have Ad Nauseam.
There's the Ad Naus.
Now if Ari can manage to not shuffle his deck, he successfully not shuffles.
Casts it.
So he's currently at 19, right?
That's
17?
2. Let's count down.
How
Here we go.
how low do you think he's going to go?
I bet you he'll go...
To 6?
Oh, he'll go low. There's one more.
How low can you go?
2 more. That's 5, so 14, 13, 12, 11.
Is this a lot of cards?
That's a fair amount for 5 mana. I think what they're doing is verifying where the life totals are at.
Alright, having taken 8 damage from his Ad Nauseam so far.
Plenty more to potentially go. 10, 8, 7, 5.
Now if he goes any deeper, there's 1 bullet in there. There's a second copy of Ad Nauseam that could kill him.
I mean, we've definitely seen under the lights Ad Nauseam in top 8 going towards victory and then failing to make it happen because of that exact problem.
Ari, leaving nothing to chance, decides
He's got a pretty strong hand right now, so
he's drawn enough.
Burning Wish in response.
Gets tendrils, and that's
there
20.
we go. Whew, combo decks. See, that's what's supposed to happen, says Ari.
I really liked the first 4 turns of the match, but it's the 5th and the 6th turn that have really done it for me. Ari, giving himself the Saito slap.
Yes. That he probably feels like that first game went away from him in some way that he isn't quite sure how, but no.
I think you can pinpoint it to the just not playing the Mox the turn before the Thalia. Because if he would have done that, then he could have Burning Wished for Deathmark. Then again, he had another shot at it too. And he really needed to just Deathmark that Thalia. But he's playing a little too conservatively. Ari, surveying his sideboard. After having seen that his opponent is capable of such blistering starts as Basic Plains, Go. He might need a new plan now. You haven't considered that his opponent might go that avenue.
We did see Chain of Vapor from Ari, and it's reasonable to have brought in Inquisition and
Yep.
Thoughtseize, but we did not see either of those cards in Game 2. So, does he have them? I would hope so, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I got to imagine he's got 3 Inquisitions and a Thoughtseize. I mean, it's possible he keeps the Thoughtseize in the board to go get with Burning Wish, but I would imagine he just wants all 4 in the main deck. Just because he has all these Silences and Duresses that are doing nothing either. It's interesting just how many dead cards he has for this matchup because of the fact that his cards are all designed to beat the cards that are interactive in Legacy, and the White Weenie deck cleverly dodges that by not playing any of them. Except, I guess, Thalia. Although after sideboarding, he does have this new Enlightened Tutor package, which is probably what his game plan was going to be there, right? Like end step Enlightened Tutor, go get Canonist or Null Rod.
Null Rod, an incredible weapon against Lion's Eye Diamonds, Lotus Petals, and Chrome Moxes.
Now, Phyrexian Revoker does a non-zero amount, right?
Phyrexian Revoker, it does some things. It does not affect land, but it can affect mana sources.
So you can just put it out there to stop one of the Mox, Petal, or the LED of your choice, but not all 3. It also is, interestingly, the only one that dodges Deathmark out of his options.
Now, I see that Devin also has a card that I've seen you use with land tax, and that's Cursed Scroll. That scroll rack stuff, sure, that's great, but I definitely remember way back you using Cursed Scroll with land text because you just had so many basic lands.
Well, and it's sweet, because if your hand is all plains, even if you got like 8 cards in your hand, if 5 of them are plains, then you got pretty good odds. But I don't think this is the best matchup for Cursed Scroll.
No, certainly not, certainly not. I'm mostly just amused by seeing a Cursed Scroll on the board. It's kind of neat.
Cursed Scroll's nice for these white creature mirrors, particularly when people are sitting around a whole bunch of Mother Runes and stuff. You can Enlighten Tutor, go get your Cursed Scroll, and start giving him the business. What do you think about Flicker Wisp?
Well, I mean, Flicker Wisp tricks with your Aether Vial let you do some sneaky Mangara of Karandor. Whether it's actually good or not, I mean, a 3-power, 3 mana is it's efficient in a certain sense, but not particularly efficient for Legacy.
It's also nice that it resets your Jotun Grunt's cumulative upkeep for additional beats. And gives you another card from your Stoneforge Mystic.
Or, you know, you can use it if you've got like a Aether Vial out to surprise save, say, a Thalia from death.
It's interesting. It seems like he has Mangara instead of Gilded Drake and Flicker Wisp instead of Saving Grasp. The classic swap.
As they say.
You know, and that's one of the things I love about Legacy. This is a format where Legacy's been around for 16 years, something like that, 15 years, 14 years, and still we see the classic Storm combo, kill you on the second turn versus White Weenie.
You know, and I remember a matchup long ago with this, with a young man versus a mustache twirler, where
a mustache twirler?
Yes, where Abeyance was the White Weenie answer to the combo deck of choice at the time, Cadaverous Bloom.
You're talking about Matt Lindy.
Matt Lindy, the young
versus
man.
Mike Long in the finals of the National Championships.
That's correct. Now, Cadaverous Bloom, in comparison to Storm, seems downright fair.
Yeah, it's it was interesting. I mean, wasn't that the PT the tournament where he had White Lightning, like access to Waylay?
No, that's
or was that the later one, the Kyle Rose?
One, Kyle Rose.
Yeah.
Kyle Rose.
That was during one of White Weenie's many eras of dominance in professional Magic play.
And the year before that was Champagne, right, in Worlds? Or is it 2 years before that?
Yeah,
perhaps?
I think Champagne was 96.
Yeah, you're correct. 2 years before that.
All the way up into modern day, where such paragons of White Weenie as Luis Scott Vargas and Paulo Vito de Medeirosa have been continuing, just carrying the torch.
So
Conley Woods.
So amusing, really, that a archetype that was not really one that you would picture in the hands of, say, Paulo, being one that he ended up playing.
No, I mean, Paulo will play anything.
Oh, yeah, Paulo's
range is boundless.
Oh, well, he's one of the best players of all time.
But not everybody will play everything. Paulo will play anything. It's good. He's hyper-rational about, whatever it is he thinks is going to give him the best chance. He plays that. It's very good. So, As is often the case with Legacy combo matches,
Shuffling.
We're still
often takes
shuffling.
as much as the game itself. Thankfully, they have so few ways to shuffle. Wait a second. Maybe
can't
they
even
have-
imagine if Sheldon was here.
I can picture Sheldon now, somewhere with a glass of wine, hanging out.
Not judging this match.
That's correct. Enjoying some excellent food. Okay, the game underway. Devin with the Plains, Ari Lax with the City of Brass, and a turn two Ethersworn Canonist.
Natural, just had it in his hand. And it's interesting because even this hate isn't like, it's not like it locks Ari out or anything. Ari can still play all of his Moxes and all that business.
Yeah,
His
Ari,
pedals, his LEDs, and certainly his Burning Wish. But he can't Burning Wish and play the Death Mark in the same turn, which is particularly important if he's ever, behind a Mother of Rune. It's actually not even clear to me that Devin left Mother of Rune in, though, because if he wasn't keeping it back to protect his guy from Deathmark, he might not even realize that application of it.
see a Burning Wish. I wonder what he'll get. Deathmark.
Dun dun dun.
Ari leaving it on the table. The black snowflake.
Sending a message.
Devin increases his clock by 1 damage a turn with that Rishadan port. City of Brass is out there. Oh, he would prefer what? Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest with you. Ari's tapping that City Brass every turn anyway.
True, true, true.
Oh, maybe not this turn. Might just want to kill him now. Does he have Ad Naus?
I think I see an ad nauseum. Does he have the rest of the mana he needs?
Yeah, if he
Lotus
has Ad
Petal,
Nauseam, I
Lotus
think
Petal.
it's a done deal.
You see the Death Mark to begin? Death Mark on the Ethersworn Canonist. Ari with 2 lands back.
Does he have a card to pitch to the Mox?
2 Lotus Petals. There goes one of them. Rite of Flame.
All right,
first card on the turn came.
competitors.
Right of
The
Flame!
judge is currently heading towards the back with your
Did
product.
you see, does he actually have the Ad Nauseam?
He will get you seated for deck
It's looking like it, right?
Oh yeah,
Once again,
he definitely has that crazy card.
Please find the judge with
Boom,
the blue
17
clipboard.
life to work
You will
with.
get your deck construction process
So-
started.
He's in a pretty good spot here. I think for a change, he's going to draw 11 cards. No, not 11 cards. 11 life worth of cards, which is probably like 14 cards. 13 cards.
He's explaining where the life has come to. Ari might be at 16.
Yeah, Ari should be at 16.
There we go, 16. And it's 1, so 15, 14, 13. We see that Inquisition. $12, 10, 9,
And this is already enough, right?
8, 7,
Because he just goes Petal, Mox,
6.
Ritual, Rite of Flame, and he casts Burning Wish and in response cracks both LEDs.
Yeah.
Goes and gets his tendrils. It's a done deal.
Yeah. It's all over with the crying. And he resleeves that Chrome Mox. Gets more mana. More mana, more mana, more mana.
More mana, more mana.
He's doing a couple of shortcuts here. His opponent doesn't seem to mind. Shouldn't matter.
Ari deciding the best way to add a whole bunch of mana to his mana pool. And he's going to Burning Wish in response LED so that he can just tendrils Devin back into the Stone Age. From whence White Weenie came. Sure, Inquisition first. Let me just make sure you're not secretly playing Force of Wills and stuff. Oh, good. Do people really play White Weenie in Legacy? And they do it every month, every week. That's awesome.
And here's the Burning Wish in response. Sacrifice your lion's eye diamonds. Get the kill.
So Ari advances to, is this 5-0?
That's correct.
Ari advances to 5-0 with his Storm combo deck over Devin Badaczeski's Death and Taxes, aka White Winnie.